Hi there, just a bit of an update from the allotment. Things are moving really well now. We're starting to get into the start of summer, so all the plants are starting to grow really well. We've had a lot of sun over the last 2 weeks or so, and a bit of rain mixed in with that, so the ground's ready to be planted out, and a lot of the things are already planted out. So what we've got here is the tomatoes. These are just normal eating tomato. They're actually a show variety, but they're a good eating variety as well. So I've got Shirley, Sunglow cherry tomatoes, a plum variety here, and another couple of cherry tomatoes mixed in there. So they're just for eating this year. What I've got here is 5 Peter Glazebrook giant cucumbers. I grew giant cucumbers last year for the first time, and I think one of them reached nearly 3 foot long, which I was absolutely amazed at. It didn't look anything like a cucumber by the time it finished, but it was just a bit of fun. I grew 2 plants of that, so I'm moving on to 5 plants this year, and hopefully aiming for a big one. Obviously, with growing them, they grow about 10 foot long or 10 foot high. So I grew mine up and out the window and across the greenhouse outside. I got powder mildew last year on the inside of the greenhouse, but the part of the plant that was outside didn't have it, so it must have been pretty dry in here or high humidity, but I'll get a spray to sort that problem out this year. So yeah, 5 plants, thinned down to 1 fruit per plant, and away we go. So they're ready to be planted in the final pot. They'll be going into a large air pot, the blue bottomed air pot. So yeah. Chilies. I've got a lot of chilies this year, and I've got some more on the way. I remember on the last video I lost faith with the chilies that I received. Well, they're doing pretty well. They're not the biggest of plants. These 3 in the middle here aren't chilies, by the way. They're dahlias. Just trying to get them into flower. But the chilies, they've pulled through really well, and I think once they're potted up into the next final pot, they'll be away and flying. Some of them are, you can see that they're just starting to bush up and branching off and what have you. So yeah, one thing I have noticed, and I put it on one of the Facebook groups about green fly this year, or aphids in general, black fly, green fly, the bugger flies, whatever they're called. Everyone seems to be having a really big problem with green fly or aphids. It's got to be down to the very dry spring we've had. The plants of the insects have obviously thrived through that, and as a result, everyone's plagued by green fly. I've sprayed the plants now with just bug clear, which you can buy from Wicks and what have you, and it's sorted the problem out. It's nice and cheap, so yeah. One thing about the chilies, if you're on Facebook and on the chili growing groups, you'll have probably noticed about this Dragon's Breath chili, which was supposed to be the world's hottest chili with I think it was, I could be wrong, 3.2 million Scovilles. Well, it was supposedly a lie. I don't know how far it is with that, but I paid £15 for a plant. And it was a bit of a con, but I'll continue growing it, see what I get out of it. They've got a competition going from Chili Bobs, who have supposedly conned everyone, and we'll see what happens with that. But a bit peeved, and I think everyone else is, but I'm gonna grow it anyway. I've got it now. I'm obviously not going to get my money back. No one else is getting the money back, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But on to the next one. And what I did do, they wilted a little bit, but giant tomatoes this year, I took some cuttings from the giant tomatoes. I've just sprayed them there. It's been a very hot day. Just sprayed them with a bit of water, just missed them. They should pick back up, and I'm going to see if I can root some of the branches of the giant tomatoes. I don't know if you noticed, the dahlias have mostly gone out of my greenhouse. They're nearly ready to be planted out. Just a couple of the odd ones left, and some lettuce there, iceberg lettuce, to be planted in the garden. We'll have a quick dodge down the bottom. Sorry if the camera's shaking and what have you. But Gary from Geordie Giant Veg, I was over his shop the other day, his hydroponic shop, in Brunswick Industrial Estate, and he gave us 3 giant carrots. So in the last video I says that I didn't really know what to plant in the bottom bed. Well, he's given us 3 giant carrots to have a crack at. They're not the biggest, but we'll see what we get out of it. This one here has got two heads already. That's got 1 and that's got 1, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll shoot up a couple more heads on the plants. So that's the giant cucumbers, giant carrots. Last 2 days I've been rotivating the garden, ready to be planting the dahlias out. I was hoping to have them all planted out by now. I've got a busy weekend this weekend, but the ground cover that I'm going to be using, the black weed suppressing fabric, didn't arrive, which was due on Wednesday. It still hasn't come yet, so I'm just hanging off for that. Plants are looking really good, some really healthy plants there. So in my plot, the majority of the ones I'll be planting are these ones here, and ones there. And you can see over the side here, there's a couple more that I'll be planting out on the left there. They're starting to go a bit yellow. I've just given them a bit of lawn feed, high nitrogen feed, just to get the green back into the leaves. But you can see here that some of them are starting to get buds on from the early batch. They'll, if I had to grow them for sure, if I was stuck for numbers, I would just give them a chop back, just basically chop them in half, and they'll just branch off the sides, and then in July I'll cut them down again to the numbers that I want, stems wise. But yeah, early cuttings. So them ones are there are in an air pot, and it's advanced the growth of the plants beyond what I'd like it to be. But the air pots with the dahlias, it's a bit of trial and error this year, and I know for next year, if I want to speed some plants up, stick them in an air pot, and it'll hopefully make them grow a bit faster. So yeah, on to the leeks. So in my last video I said that I was worried about the leeks. Well, I've come back from holiday and they've absolutely took off. They've obviously got the roots down into the bed, and I'll show you a couple of them. This one in particular, size of a Coke can, easy. Yeah, really happy with them. I've now moved the onions into here, just giving them a bit extra light. But yeah, leeks are doing really well. Thrips is almost non-existent in here. I used granular systemic insecticide, and so that, yeah, no more thrips in here. So yeah, looking good, really happy. I'll have a quick look up the top. As I say, it's a quick video, this one. The 2 beds here are going to be dahlias, and the 2 beds here are going to be dahlias all the way down. I should get up to 200 in there, so I'll just space them out this year. My marrows, I had really poor germination rate with the marrows this year. I'm not sure why, but what I've done is I'm going to grow pumpkins in here, or one big one hopefully. So I've set one off there and one off there. I'll grow them into each other, and then whoever gets across the furthest, I'll just chop the other one back and let one grow, and hopefully get one huge fruit. I've grew them at the top end so that if it is a really big one, I could just chop the fence down and get it out that way. So, but it's a long way to go yet before that decision's made. But yeah, fingers crossed for a big one. So that's it. Quick tour around the plot. Starting to get things moving now. Thanks for watching.